Yo YouTube, what's crack-a-lack-a jack-a-smackin', it's Wolfman for video. And we got this MyCareer gameplay right here, but unfortunately my Sony Vegas just messed up the entire recording of me and all the editing I just did for this MyCareer gameplay, which was a good game, man. It was a good commentary. And unfortunately, just like the Elgato sometimes, which the Elgato gets annoying sometimes, because sometimes the Elgato decides not to record my gameplay. And I know a lot of other YouTubers experience this when the Elgato doesn't record and they complain about it. But, you know, technology, I guess, isn't perfect still, and technology will probably never be perfect. And that's why there's still problems with all this trash and all this crappy nonsense going on. That sucks, man. I really worked a good 2 hours on that gameplay and editing and commentary, and Sony Vegas just decides to mess it up. Doesn't save it properly. But anyways, let's get on to the topic of the video, which is the state of MyTeam. Now, a lot of people are complaining about MyTeam. A lot of people aren't happy with the cards. They're not happy with the content. They're not happy with the schemery of 2K. They're not liking how MyTeam is going this year. And they're mainly complaining about packs. Now, I can understand that. I can relate to that. You know, the packs are not the greatest packs. I mean, honestly, I like where the cards are at right now, because the cards, I mean, we don't have a lot of overpowered cards. And remember this, the NBA season is like, it's a long season, man. I mean, the NBA season is longer than the NFL season. So that's why they're not gonna, they don't have to release like crazy cards every week. But it's just that some of the cards they released, some of the cards just don't make any sense. Like, if we got like at least one good card a week, that would be sufficient. Like, maybe one good card, you know, one gold player, you know, one silver player, and maybe another in between that range, maybe one silver in between gold range, you know, something like that. And maybe they can make the packs better, so we don't have like all this nonsense going around where we're just buying these packs without really knowing if we really have a high chance of pulling some of these cards. So yeah, that's my thought on the cards and the content. But if we really dive deeper into it, I mean, the cards they release, let's start off with the cards. I mean, for example, there's an Eric Bledsoe card that they released on Throwback Thursday. It's a 77 overall, I believe, if I recall. And right now they have an Eric Bledsoe card. I think, I'm not sure how the regular Eric Bledsoe card is, but the dynamic ratings Eric Bledsoe is now at 86 overall, and that card has some good stats. So it's like the throwback Eric Bledsoe. Who wants that card? First of all, does it really deserve a throwback card? Like, some of these cards, you gotta ask yourself. Back on the Clippers when Eric Bledsoe was playing, he was coming off the bench, and you know, he was having good games and stuff like that. But does that card really, like, do Clippers fans really remember Eric Bledsoe like that? Like, does that card deserve a throwback card? Because in that case, if this is the case, they could literally make a throwback card for every or any single player in the NBA. I mean, they already had a throwback Carmelo Anthony this Denver years, but I mean, even the Denver Carmelo was a great card. I mean, yeah, I love that card as well. Doesn't have his combos in that card for some reason. But I mean, you could literally replace that Denver Carmelo to a Carmelo that was on the Knicks, because the season that the Knicks went 54 wins, I thought that was one of Carmelo's best seasons he ever played. That season right there, when the Knicks won 54 games, Carmelo looked amazing that year. So that card could have basically been the Knicks card right there. Not flashback, but throwback Dwight Howard, I understand, because Dwight Howard on the Magic is nothing like Dwight Howard right now. And I guess throwback Paul Pierce as well, because Pierce is definitely not the same. But I mean, throwback Eric Gordon, like, why? Why are we? And also throwback Louis Scola. Like, I think some of the silver cards they put in this thing just don't make any sense. I mean, throwback Louis Scola has the same overall rating as the regular Louis Scola, which is a silver overall or a silver player card. Like, why? Why is that? That makes literally no sense. There's no thought process into making these cards. I feel like sometimes, like, 2K just releases cards just to release them, just to say they got new content. I mean, if the content should be thought out throughout the year. I mean, release one good card every week. And now they got Flashback Friday, which the cards on Flashback Friday, they actually are good cards. I like the cards on Flashback Friday. I think last week we had what? Dikembe Mutombo, Amethyst. David Robinson, Amethyst. And this week, today, we have Bob Petit Amethyst, which is a good card, man. I mean, people are not going to be screaming at this card and be like, wow, this card is, you know, great and stuff, because Bob Petit a lot of people in the young generation don't know Bob Petit. So they're seeing this card like, Bob Petit looks alright. But overall, it is a good card, though. And we got the Kemba Mutombo, and I forgot the other guy. Oh yeah, Alonzo Mourning. So yeah, a pretty good day for flashbacks. The flashbacks so far have been rolling out pretty decently. I like the six man of the year cards. Those cards were great. They got James Harden, J.R. Smith, Jamal Crawford, and also the rookie of the year cards are cool too. And so yeah, those cards, all those cards are cool. But here's the problem: the packs for those cards are terrible. The 6 man of the year packs, I don't think they're really that great, to be honest. I mean, I think they're still up in the store, but I don't think those cards are that great. What else is there? The rookie of the year packs, I mean, I guess they're alright. The moments cards are also cool. I mean, they released locker codes in the form of moment cards, so that replaces the pink diamond cards, which I think are cool because you can actually sell these moment cards, and they're quite valuable in the auction house. So, for example, I got Andre Drummond from typing in the locker code from 2K, and Andre Drummond, his moment card goes for like 30k right now, so that's pretty good. Kristaps Porzingis is a great moments card. I mean, some of these moments cards are great moments cards, man. They're great moments cards. These are some great ideas, but this year 2K, I guess because maybe there's no more pink diamonds, and because pink diamonds was such a marketing move, they're less involved. I don't see any tweets of Ronnie or LD2K. I barely see them tweeting anything. And also, it's just like I feel like the 2K community is kind of dead, man. I mean, usually Twitter is where it's at. People are talking about, you know, Throwback Thursday cards. They're talking about all these cards, but this year it's like nothing's going on, man. Nothing's being talked about. And here's another thing about the Twitter. Remember how Ronnie 2K and LE 2K used to retweet people when they got some cool cards or some dope amethyst or dope pink diamond cards? This year, they're not retweeting nobody. They're not retweeting anybody. If you pull a card like a Throwback Carmelo, they ain't gonna retweet that shit. If you pull one of the cards that Throwback Thursday had, like, for example, I think the best card they had one week was Kevin Martin. I don't know. Sometimes the best card in a Throwback Thursday is just terrible. Like, sometimes it's terrible. Sometimes the content on Throwback Thursday is terrible. But they won't even retweet that. They won't even retweet the good cards. So overall, I think the 2K community on Twitter and the community involvement, it just seems kind of lackadaisical. And I mean, a lot of YouTubers are getting on, you know, on 2K for what they're doing, especially today when they release. They're just terrible at just releasing packs and stuff. I just think they're terrible at that. I mean, they release what pack did they release today? They released a dynamic ratings pack, you know, and it says at first, you can see it on Shaken Bake's video on his Twitter. At first, it said that each pack contains one dynamic rating player, and then 2 hours later, they changed the pack to say you have the highest chance of pulling a dynamic rating player. So basically, they scam people. That's basically it. If you bought packs in that time period, think you would get a dynamic ratings player in every single pack, then you've been scammed, and that's really sad, man. I mean, 2K, they just have miscommunications on what their packs say. They always have this now. It's ridiculous. And sometimes the Throwback Thursday players are not in the packs yet. Sometimes the Flashback Friday players are not in the packs yet. So people are pulling these cards. Like one time I was trying to pull Carmelo Anthony, and he wasn't in the pack. And I was just wasting my time. So I wasted all my VC, which, you know, I barely buy packs. So that was a huge waste to me. So that really pissed the hell out of me. I mean, you know, I'm a huge fan of Carmelo Anthony. He's my favorite player, and I didn't even get a chance to pull him because 2K made a mistake. Like, that's just unbelievable, man. I mean, 2K needs to get their act together. Otherwise, my team is looking really slow, man. A lot of people are pissed off, man. The cards rating just don't make sense. Some of them don't make sense. And the dynamic rating cards, I don't know if it was a good idea, man, because some of these cards, they just go for a lot for no reason. I mean, the dynamic ratings cards are like almost twice or double or triple, most likely quadruple the amount of the regular cards usually. And I mean, it's just so many cards, man. The market is so saturated right now. Not saturated in like you know, similar cards, but just cards in general. I mean, we already got like 3 versions of James Harden, because the dynamic card, the 6 man of the year card, and the regular James Harden. Like, there's already a lot of cards in the game. So I don't know, man. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. 2K getting crazy, man. I mean, people are losing MT like crazy. The rewards are not that great. You can't barely even get MT in this game. But for now, I'm out. Peace.